It may be warm and toasty outside right now, but frost is probably eventually coming. And if you've got green tomatoes on your vines right now, and your frost date is anywhere in the next 4 to 6, even 8 weeks, you need to start preparing, and you need to make these tomatoes get in shape and get ripe so you can pick them ripe off the vine before the frost kills them. In this video, I'm going to give you several ways to do that. Coming up. So if you've calculated your first frost date and you know when that is, awesome. If not, I'm going to put a link down in the video description so you can do that. Once you know that frost date, you want to mark in your calendar 4 to 6 weeks before that. If it's right now, perfect timing. If not, keep this information for a few weeks from now. As soon as a good frost comes, it's going to kill your tomato vines, and it's going to stop the ripening and possibly kill any fruit that you still have left on it. So right now, 4 to 6 weeks before your frost date is when we need to start getting the plant to put all its energy into ripening that fruit. And there's a few ways to do that. Number one, just cut the top off your tomato plant. Find the top set of fruit, go 6 to 8 inches above that, and literally just chop the whole thing off. That is going to stop the plant from putting all of its energy into growing new growth up top where we don't need it, and bring that energy down into the majority of the rest of the plant. If you have any new flower clusters anywhere on the plant, cut them off. You don't want the flower's energy going into new fruit that isn't even going to mature or ripen. You also want to remove any small fruits that have no chance of ripening in the next 4 to 6 weeks. That's going to take away from the plant's energy. Let's put that energy where it needs to be, and that's on the fruit that actually has a chance to ripen before the frost. We also want the plant to not put its energy into fighting off disease. And so and you should be doing this anyway already, but if you aren't, any yellowing leaves and mostly toward the bottom, you want to cut those all off. In fact, you want to remove all leaves below the fruit, all of them. If you see what we're doing here, we are literally allowing the plant to focus all its energy on the fruit. Now, if you've done all that, there's a couple more things we can do, and that is to stress the plant to really make it understand that the season is going to be coming to a close, and it needs to finish its number one job, which is to make seeds. And the seeds are in the fruit. The plant wants to ripen its fruit because when the fruit is ripe, it is eaten by animals. And the animals take those seeds in their gut and distribute them wherever they happen to be in the next few days. So that's the plant's number one priority. So we're just letting it know it's time to do that. So to stress the plant, we want to take the bottom of the plant and gently twist it just a little bit. You don't want to break the trunk, but you want to kind of feel or hear a few of the roots ripping. You want to just jostle those roots enough to make it wake up and say, oh, this is stressful. Let's ripen our fruit. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Another way to stress the plant out is to start with holding water. Cut back on the water by at least 50%, and that is going to tell the plant, bad times are coming, let's get this fruit ripened. Now, if you've done all that but still need to buy some more time, get yourself some fleece row covers, or even clear plastic. You just want to remove the plastic during the day, but the fleece can stay on day and night, and that is going to kind of conserve some of that heat from the day. It's going to keep out some of the nighttime cold to allow the plant to continue ripening, because the tomatoes do need a little bit of heat. They won't ripen at all if it gets down below 55, 60 degrees. Now, if you've done all that, but you're getting down to the wire and there is a heavy frost forecast, then you just need to remove the fruit. Now, some people say if you remove the fruit from the vine and let it ripen in the house, it won't have the same flavor as it would if it ripened on the vine. And I think there might be a little difference, but I'd rather get the fruit rather than no fruit. even if it's a little less delicious than ripening on the vine. Let me know what you guys think about that. Have you tried ripening them inside, and do you feel there's a difference between fruit ripened off the vine or on the vine? Now, a good way to ripen them once you've brought them inside is to put them in a paper bag with a banana or an apple. And those fruits release ethylene gas, and that's going to be in that enclosed environment in a paper bag, and it's going to help those tomatoes start to ripen up. Now, if all else fails and you have way more green tomatoes than you can handle, look up a fried green tomato recipe that has good reviews, because it's delicious and it's a great way to use those green tomatoes. Now, if you found your growing season was not long enough to get the amount of tomatoes that you want and need, then plan ahead for next year. The first thing you can do is by planting earlier. Start them indoors in the house under grow lights. That's going to put them outside mature at an earlier date once your chance of frost is over. So they're going to get a longer period to start setting fruit and maturing that fruit before the frost comes. Now, you can also look for quicker to ripen varieties. Now, a few of those varieties are Summer Girl Hybrid, Mighty Sweet Hybrid, Early Girl Hybrid, and Bloody Butcher, which is an heirloom. And those all ripen between 50 and 60 days. Frost is going to be coming within the next 4 to 6 weeks. And those of you who don't quite have it coming yet, you have the information. Now, if you don't get a frost until November, December, it's okay. Keep your plants growing, keep them healthy, and they're going to continue to put on fruit and ripen them. But you know what? I think no matter what time your cold weather comes, you're probably going to have fruit that you need to ripen, and we'll need this information. So if you got something out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps it out. And definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already. And hit the bell icon so you always get notified whenever we put out a new video. And I will see you guys on Friday.